Okay. Just talking about the Huntervast before, that photo on the left there is, the bottom left is when my family moved back to New Zealand from Malaysia, and we lived there for 3 years. And we stayed in Sydney with my auntie, and she took us out on her yacht, and the Sydney Opera House was just being finished. And we sailed past it, and I think at the time 70 or 80% of Australians just did not want this thing. And we sailed past it, and my dad said, "It looks like broken eggshells." But there would probably be 0% of Australians that would want that opera house gone now. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about a sort of journey of discovery into my heritage and why I am like I am. I'd like to share this with you and what I've learnt about myself, and also just a little bit right at the end on the mention of sliced bread. Some of you would know me from my exercising activities. Thank you. With all due modesty, I'm one of New Zealand's leading ex-cyclists, extremely so. Planking is for sissies. I would sort of describe myself as debonair, suave, urbane, understated, unassuming and humble. I think those of you know me would agree with that. And also very sophisticated, cultured, erudite with sartorial elegance. Some of you might not know that back in my past I was quite a leading businessman, and I sold a business called dehydratedwater.com. And I was Entrepreneur of the Year in the 90s, and I sold that business in the States, and if you go on to that website you can see that there. Dehydrated water, you just add water. Okay, I'm life coach and physiotherapist to Kate Middleton. So, what is the secret of the success? Where does the Garratt DNA come from? I started for clues. Now I want to take a look at the picture of George Bush, and we're going to see if we can see the Garratt DNA. Now, if you have a look, you can sort of look around the jaw and the eyes. You can actually see it there. And the next shot is of Osama bin Laden, and we should be able to see again around the eyes. You'll be able to see, and especially around the temporal lobe. And you should be able to see evidence of the Garratt DNA. The next shot is of Queen Victoria. And the Garratt DNA is especially evident around the frontal lobe area. And if you look at the nasal area, it is maximal in nature. Now, I want to show a few photos, and I want you to see if you can spot the Garratt DNA. The next one is Che Guevara. That actually says that saying up there is Vauxhall the revolutionary car. Okay, let's have a look at Tom Cruise. You'll be able to spot the Garratt DNA there with his wife Katie Holmes. And see if you can spot it. I can see you getting the hang of this. It's amazing, you wouldn't have noticed it before, would you? But you'll notice it now. Okay, Keanu Reeves from the movie The Mattress. Where the movie was about life wife in a mattress. So whenever you see Keanu Reeves now, you'll notice that. Now Mahatma Gandhi, he said happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Let's have a look at Albert Einstein. This is where the brains come from. Okay. He's famous for his theory of relatives, where there's a will, there's a relative. Now let's have a look at Stephen Hawking. Let's have a look at Stephen Hawking, and we can see if we can see the Garratt DNA, again another brain of the 21st century. The next shot I'm a little bit ashamed of as it is of Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy that shot John F. Kennedy. Again, you should be able to see the Garratt DNA. He's saying, God, this is going to hurt. Okay, the next one is actually in the British Museum. It's the photo of the first human. He has just evolved his opposed thumbs, and he's about to invent the first tool. Now we get to the serious part of my lecture. Okay, this is the invention of sliced bread. I want to look at Da Vinci's Last Supper. Now that'll come up next. Now have a look at this. I want you to concentrate on the plate in front of Jesus there, and also the next two slides, plate in front of Jesus and to the left of Jesus there, and we'll look at something coming up, and it's the invention of the sliced bread. There it is there. You can see Jesus has just invented sliced bread. On the right, the disciples are going, oh my God, that's amazing. And on the left, they actually can't believe it. If you have a look at, again, the next shot. There's Judas as Garratt, saying, now that's a freaking good idea. Now, this starts to make sense. This starts to make sense because this is the Mona Lisa with a bit of paint thinner applied, and that's what actually was behind. Now, there's a Garratt legend that Leonardo and Mona had an affair and bore children, right? And I'm a descendant of that. But every year, the Garratts get a respiratory disease, and it results in flu-like symptoms. And I've always wondered why it's been called the Da Vinci cold.